Yeah, yo. Woke up in the morning and to God be the glory. Thankful for another day to tell my story. Put my opinions in the universe and let them orbit. I'm from the dirty south with a dirty mouth, might need orbit. Miss things on me like a nigga Norbit. Had to refuse them cause my bitch no refusion, she gorgeous. As I dap my sons up and kiss my daughter forehead. Tell them we gon' get this money till my pockets morbid. Remember living in apartments, now we playing mortgage. You ain't gotta like a nigga regardless, baby, I'm blessed. And I keep that bleak with me, we like grits and eggs. As you sip your coffee, flick your cigarette and let a nigga vent. Yeah.
We back. We back. Grits and Eggs podcast. Episode 40. I'm your host, Deontay Kyle, but who's behind the camera?
Big Ice Cup Cat!
Oh, we got somebody else behind the camera. Who's behind the camera?
It's Tristan!
You juiced that up. Right. Yeah, you put a little extra sauce on it this time. Tristan's back, guys. Tristan's back. Episode 40, as always. Email me at gritsandeggspod@gmail.com. Feeling a little generous. Donate. $, Grits and Eggs Podcast on Cash App. Or you need advice. You want to call in and show us some love. And you want us to hear your voice. 657-234-EGGS. That's 657-234-3447. Now, we all know that the Instagram was hacked. So unfollow, report and block Deontay._Kyle._ and follow the new Instagram, Deontay.Kyle. Episode 40 doing a little something different for the 40, huh?
What we got?
You may have seen her. Seth Meyers. Just for laughs. Comedy Central, you might hear her drinking. You might hear her fucking some water up right now. or you may have seen her where I seen her on TikTok and we've become friends outside of the phone. Hoodo Hersi!
Now I feel self-conscious. I was like, I gotta drink water.
You don't have to do that.
You know what I mean? I chose the worst time to start drinking water.
Right in the intro.
Yeah, I could have done it when the music was playing.
You didn't even do your sound effects. What's up?
We're here.
We are here. How are you?
You know, I have fruit, and I feel blessed. I do literally have fruit for those watching.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
got fruit, you know. We got to accommodate for the guests. You feel me? Shout out Deanna.
Flowers.
Shout out Deanna for the flowers. Nice flowers.
Thank you. Yeah.
How's everybody feeling? How you feeling, Tristan?
I'm hanging in there, bro.
Big Cat?
I'm good, baby.
How's that traffic on the way over here? It's great, right? Good old ATL traffic.
You know, but I'm used to New York.
Oh, shit. All right.
I mean, that's a city of 8 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Toronto's a city of like 3-4 million.
That's where you from, Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do.
In Toronto, we don't say the second T.
Toronto.
Yeah, we don't say the second T.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you know, that's like some insider.
I ain't know how y'all was giving it up there with the man them.
I mean, we don't say the second T in Atlanta.
We don't say the second T in Atlanta. You're right.
Oh my God, yes, that's true.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Aha.
That's obvious.
You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Okay, so you're here today. It's Friday, whatever day. And then you got shows in Atlanta tomorrow, which we won't be able to plug because we'll already be gone. Yeah. But go ahead.
But I'm going to come back to Atlanta.
Okay, for sure.
I do want to, sometime next year, I do want to come back to Atlanta.
Anytime you hear, you can come here.
Of course. Yeah, I'm going to message you. Yeah,
okay, bet. Well, so go ahead, just all your socials, and then plug your shows that you have coming up.
This is time for me to whore myself out. Okay.
Yeah, that's not the direction I was at.
Yeah. Comedians all have to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in January. I'm going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
January 16th, 17th. And then I'm going to be in Chicago, January 21st. And then in Denver, January 22nd. You can get tickets to all my comedy shows at Hoodo Comedy. So that's HOODO Comedy, one word. on social media. It'll be up there. I don't know if people buy tickets from my website, but you can also go to my website, HoodoComedy.com.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. And also listen to my podcast. If you're ever in Toronto, you can do it. 2 Dumb Questions.
I did see a clip with that the other day.
Yeah. So
okay.
We all in the podcasting game, honey.
Yeah, we in the game. If I'm ever in Toronto, I'm definitely pulling up. So how did you get into comedy? Like, what's the life prior to comedy, and then how do you get into it? Like,
so my first time ever doing comedy was the summer after I graduated high school. And I turned 18.
Oh, so you got right into it.
But I didn't really, that was like my first time ever doing it. And then I did one set and I didn't do anything for the rest of the year. Because I didn't know where the shows were happening. And I count like when I turned 20 from when I really started doing comedy. Because that's where I knew all the shows were happening and I would do like so many shows. And that's when I really took it seriously. But yeah, the reason why I started doing stand-up was because I loved the Chappelle Show.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this is like, it can be a job. Making people laugh can actually be a job. And so that was an inspiration. And then also just the fact that like having immigrant parents, black parents, Somali parents, it's like, oh, like they love, I don't know how your parents, what they were like, but like my parents love reminding me about death.
Oh, word.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, we're all going to die one day, so we have to do the things that we want to do.
Right.
And you don't know when it's going to happen.
Now, my mom was more so like bringing up her death all the time.
No, that's what they do. Yeah, my mom does that too. My dad does that too. Yeah. And then it makes you think about your own. You reflect on your own more time.
Right.
You're like, oh, then I'm going to go at some point.
It was always like, if I didn't do the dishes or like take the meat out the freezer, it was like, one day I'm going to die. I don't know what y'all going to do. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'll just take the meat out next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it is definitely some of that. Like, just reminds you, like, I'm not going to, you know what? I find myself doing that with my kids too. I'm just like, I'm not going to be here forever, right? Just start using la cabeza.
Just throwing Spanish.
Yeah. Let's start utilizing some critical thinking skills because I can't do this all the time.
Yeah, I also just think it's like I think a healthy reminder of death is good. My parents were doing it too much. But I think that it can be like a gift in that like you just know that you can't be wasting time.
I noticed that's like a big like it's not your whole thing, but it is, you do pull like a lot of inspiration from your relationship with them into your comedy.
Well, because they made me. You know what I mean? And my mom is like truly the funniest person that I know. Your parents are like, when people say, oh, what were your like comedic influences? It's crazy to me that people wouldn't say their parents.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, you learn everything from your parents.
Learn everything from them. Yeah, I just think they're really everything. My dad is very supportive of my comedy career. And I have this joke about how, and it's true, like I have this joke about how my dad, after the first time he ever saw me do comedy, and it was like, because I graduated college, university, and then they had like an alumni event, and they had me do stand-up. And my dad has such a high level of respect for like university and college, because he's an immigrant, right? He came to America on a scholarship.
Right.
And then eventually went to Canada. Anyways, but my dad saw me perform and he saw me making these people laugh. And then afterwards, he had to leave for work. But he called me when I was in the Uber and he was like, he's like, Hoodo, I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to be so successful. You're going to be a multi-millionaire one day. It's only a matter of time and I hope I'm alive to see you be very successful. My dad is so supportive of my comedy career. Yeah.
What about mom?
And, I joke that my dad says that I'm better than a son.
That's high praise.
It's like, there's a little misogyny there, but it's like, but it's
there, but it's like,
and that's the joke that I say, because that's the real thing he said to me. My mom hates it, but she like really loves me. Like I do feel like unconditional love from her, but she hates me doing comedy.
Right.
She just thinks like, you went to like a bilingual French immersion school. You know how to speak French and English. You could have gone and become a diplomat and done all these cool things. And you want to do comedy? Do you know what I mean? So for her, it's like, it feels like such a waste.
I think the thing that I like the most about like when you do talk about your parents in your comedy is that you don't do it in like a hacky way. No. You know how like some people, like their whole thing, we're not going to name names, but there's comedians.
But you know.
They make that their whole, like, just like the mocking of their parents, like bad English. That's their whole career. And it's like, That's a little corny, and it's also like it's hacky, but it's also like you exploiting your parents because they don't speak good English, and then you're just gonna make that your whole career.
Yeah,
There
my
has
mom.
to be something outside of that.
The closest thing I ever got to that was when I like to think that the joke is like coming from a good place. My mom didn't like this joke. It was part of my Comedy Central set, and I basically said that my mom speaks 3 languages, and English is her 3rd language, and she don't care no more.
Oh yeah,
She don't care to like learn to improve. She don't care.
Yeah, but there's a premise to that,
But
right?
that's the thing. Is like my mom is not centering English in her life.
Right.
Any of that. She like already knows Somali and Arabic, and those are the languages that she loves and appreciates. English is like whatever, it's there, you know?
Yeah.
And like the joke is that like my mom, instead of saying asparagus, she says spiders.
Yeah, that
Like,
is
she don't give a shit. She said, I don't care. I'm remixing it.
It is what it is, bruh.
Yeah. She don't care.
And so, like, how long have you been doing it? Comedy?
13 years.
13 years. So then,
Chris Rock said this really interesting thing. He's like, it was only after year 10 that he fully felt like himself on stage. Because stand-up is one of those skill sets where you don't get better in a studio. There's no producer. There's no one. The only way to get better at doing stand-up is, bitch, you just gotta go in front of a group of strangers and say something.
Right.
Hope to make them laugh. And that's your studio. And you just gotta keep doing. So it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. It takes a lot longer to get better at it.
right. And
There's
do
no
you
Timberland
resonate?
or whatever, like.
Does that resonate with you though? Like the 10-year?
Yeah. I after 10 years, I stopped caring.
Yeah.
I was like I stopped caring about what the audience thought, and I really centered myself.
Right.
And there's certain jokes where it's like, I know this is a good joke, and these white people at this club right now are being uptight, and it's not about me, it's about their own white guilt. So like I have this joke about like the Muslim ban. Who knows? Trump may bring back a throwback.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Keep it classic with the band.
Yeah.
No, we ain't had a band in a minute, right? We need a nice little band back popping, just to give the newscaster something to talk about.
And the joke was about like the Muslim ban, and the premise of the joke is I say, if we're gonna ban Muslims from America, that's fine. Let's just do the same for white guys going solo to Thailand. Let's just spread that hatred even.
Yeah.
And I know that's a good joke.
Well, I think it's a good joke because I know why they're going there.
Well, that's why. And so people get that.
Yeah.
And then later on in the joke, I say, like, if we're going to say Muslim terrorists, that's fine. But then we have to say white. It just feels redundant.
Exactly.
You know, it feels redundant. It's like,
You got to call them out. That's why you're going to Thailand.
Yeah.
We know.
I remember my mom told me she went to Thailand a while ago, and both times she went, she's like, I would see these white men in line at immigration at the airport, and they would be shaking with excitement. They're dirty.
Nah, straight up.
Saying this in so long.
That is sick. That's sick work. Now that's the dark arts.
Dark arts.
That's the darkest arts right
but
there.
Then I end the joke by saying, the only people that should be offended by that joke are, and I pause and I give the microphone to the crowd. I go, pedophiles.
Right, exactly.
So if you're not a pedophile, you will enjoy the joke. If you are offended, there's some inner work that you got to do.
Nah, it's some jail time.
Yeah.
We need to open investigation right now.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. Trump, he's back. He's back. He's stronger.
Yeah.
He's more emboldened. He's oranger.
He's oranger.
Yeah. He's oranger. Now, like, the contrast between white and orange is, like, heavy now. Because that hairline ain't, you know what I mean?
The one thing I'm looking forward to, and I made a video about this, is just watching Melania swat away his hand.
Yeah.
And, like, did you see the leaked footage of her phone call with, like, one of her staff members?
Yeah.
And she was talking about, like, having to decorate the White House for Christmas. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about these Christmas decorations. And it's like, you get to hear her accent. She's like, they're always like, the Christmas. Like, I like her accent. Yeah. But she hates it.
Well, you could tell, like, this ain't what she bargained for.
Oh, Catherine Ryan is a very funny comedian. She's like, Melania's just like a gold digger that got in too deep.
Nah, she's way in,
You know what I mean?
like she's living really.
Yeah, she just wanted to like dig some gold. She didn't want to be stuck 8 years.
No,
in
it's
the
like
White House.
it's like if you undercover. It's like what's the movie In Too Deep for real? It's like you undercover cop. And now, like, you hooked on the drugs. Like, you was doing the drugs to show you was down, but now you need the drugs. Now you shooting guns. Now you really a street nigga, and you supposed to be undercover. Now you forgot. Like, she Jay Reed. Like, She's Jay Reed because she's like, fuck, like I'm really in this shit. This motherfucker got me in the public eye. I'm the first lady. First of all, Hall of Fame gold digging right there.
No, but it's like she's a cautionary tale. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if any woman's like, you know, I'm gonna.
No, she is though. Because this is like actually the complete opposite of like what Monica Lewinsky was.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, you're famous for sucking the president's dick. You got way in too deep. This like you. It wasn't. She wasn't even like power fucking. Like she wasn't here for power. She just wanted the money. Yeah. Nice coasting to life, and now she's like, fuck. So it got me on every camera angle, like every angle. I'm here. And like low key exploited her porn career, everything. Like it was crazy.
She had a porn career?
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
When she got the big criticism was like
she was a porn star?
Yeah. See, this is, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I love America. Because, oh my God, I love
You know what? I keep
America.
forgetting that you from Toronto, so it's like, you're not right, like, hip to, like, the real dirty work of American, like,
love
media.
America. That you guys have a reality TV convicted felon, billionaire president, and then you have a lady, first lady, that former porn star. America,
straight up.
Honey.
And it's like, the reason why this gets exposed, too, is like, you know, Michelle Obama is, like, the model first lady, right?
Yeah. And
but she got all this.
Yeah.
They get all this credit. She got all this criticism just because she's black.
And her arms. Her hair. They would critique random things. Yeah.
She's fine though. I never understood this.
They said she was a man at one point.
Hey, look, man.
Well, because white femininity is like to be slender and to like be delicate and soft. And weak almost.
Right. Yeah. Frail, like a damsel in distress type.
Yes,
vibe.
that's white femininity.
Just victim. When the killer's coming after you, you just gotta fall
and scream and be like, oh, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that's like a real career for white women, just screaming.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
The thing is like they, you know, Twitter is a thing, and then they start doing dirty work. Like, oh, we want to talk shit about Michelle. This bitch just does porn. She's a porn star. And then everybody's like, this is real white privilege. And then nobody cares.
But I will say, another great thing about America for me is that Stormy Daniels is clearly a porn star. It's known that he slept with her, cheated on his wife. She came out with a book. She did a whole press tour talking about how Trump has a small penis. And she's still alive. That shit would never happen in Russia.
No.
Got all of them on lock. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, don't get the podcast shut down.
We love you, girl. No notes, no criticisms. We love you.
Yeah, don't have the KGB come over here.
Yeah. But like that would never happen.
Kyle.
Yeah. Not you doing the accent.
We love your show. Come take a ride with us. Nigga never coming back. It's just gonna be the Grits podcast. The eggs is gone. But the thing is like, you know, the thing, like in a place like Russia or any country with a strong leader.
Yeah. Strong
we're never gonna call you the D word. Just a strong, just an authoritarian, just a real man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As soon as he would have got elected, it's like all my loose ends, tie them shits up. Tie them loose ends up. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he make the decision, like I'm gonna run for president, Stormy Daniels don't even exist. No. Like she's gone. She's out of here.
Yeah.
That's never seen the light
of
day.
The fact that she's alive and she has a documentary out and all this is like, I'm like, that's a testament to America.
That is America. That's where we live.
She's still alive.
That's the dream for real.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. Like you think you're done with porn. You think now I'm on the back end of a porn career. And then he gets elected, you like, and I'm back. We back. We back. What? I have a resurgence. Now I'm going to be an author?
Yeah.
This is New York Times bestselling because I'm talking about the president. It's kind of lit.
You gotta, I don't know if you've seen the photos of Melania with, like, Justin Trudeau, who's our prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like, it's her hugging him and she's, like, so, like, people, like, zoomed in on it and stuff. The passion.
Yeah.
That she had for him.
Yeah.
We never see that with her and Trump.
Well, you know, she's like, completely transactional. Also, this is like the first time we see Trump without a blonde.
Without a
blonde. That's like his whole thing. Like he wants to clearly like be with his daughter. There's a lot of weird shit that goes on. With
That's also, this is a known fact. His ex-wife fell down the stairs and died, and then was buried on his golf course.
Yeah.
and that's now a tax loophole
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a cemetery.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean,
there's nothing nefarious there.
It's a good on New York.
Good mom.
Yeah, great.
Trump is a New York nigga.
Yeah, he is.
And he's
bro.
from New York.
No, he's straight up mobster. Like, let's just keep it real, son.
Trump is a New York nigga.
The most failed businesses you've ever seen.
4 bankruptcies.
Trump Airlines. You're out of here.
Yeah.
What was it like? He had a
ties.
I think he had a cereal. I think he's had so many things.
Also,
Trump steaks. Yeah.
Also, he used to do this thing with Wendy Williams, and it would be like Ask Wendy, and he would come on and give people advice with Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that on TikTok. It was wild because he was like charming and nice.
Well, the thing is like
He is a charmer. He
is, but it's like, you know, this isn't like Home Alone 2 Trump. This is a whole nother thing. It's like you watching a guy be an old man and do, because it's like the big criticism about Joe Biden is that he's just too old. Him and Trump are like 1 year apart. Yeah, but Trump is just more. He's like, Trump is gangster though.
No, but
it's
Trump
like,
has
evil
energy.
Don't die. Like real evil, real like I've been doing drugs a long time, nigga. This ain't new, huh? Pump me up.
No, but Trump has energy.
Yeah.
Inside.
Because he's a narcissist, so like he's feeding off this attention. The attention is keeping him alive. Just keep it real.
I think Biden, you know, he has some ways. Like he should have dropped out, and he held on to that because he loves power. He's not.
Well, this is the thing. He never really, because when he was like a governor, nobody was stunting him. He was saying all type of wild racist shit, like all type of shit. He was down with the super predator shit, all that. He was trying to do anything to like find his end for power. Yeah. And then he got his first taste of power standing behind Obama. And he was like, nah, that's not gonna be my legacy. I ain't standing behind no nigga. We finna get this shit popping. I gotta get to the top somehow. But then by the time
that actually ruined his legacy.
It did ruin his legacy because it was like he was actually like kind of player. Like we kind of fucked with Joe because it's like he looked smooth next to Obama. They used to be wearing the shades and shit. Yeah. That was a vibe. Yeah. If I never hear from Joe Biden again, I'm like, oh, that's a cool white dude that was with Obama, the vice president. Yeah. When he comes back, it's just like, and then he's like a slick talker. He's like a city slicker type nigga. He's not really like, he's not mobbed up like Trump, but he's like a city slicker. Like, huh? You want to meet me in the back alley? That's what you want to do? We can get back there. We can get down and dirty. Like that's his whole little thing. You know what I'm saying? But he's like so old. It's just like, well, he's clearly going through like cognitive decline. Yeah. And it's like if he drops out, he gives Kamala enough room to like really establish her run. She did this shit in like 100 days. So, you know, it's just one of them things. Yeah. What are like Canadian politics? I know nothing about. That's another American thing. Well, I think
the biggest, most explosive thing to come out of Canadian politics in the last maybe 10 years was Rob Ford. You remember the Toronto mayor?
Yeah.
So he was smoking crack. Oh. And then he was on Jimmy Kimmel. Oh. Right? And then they asked him. What year was this? I forget what year, but we can like.
Is this like, it's like within the last 5-10?
No. 10, I think 10.
10? Yeah, he's still like late. Like we've been to Marion Barry, you know what I'm saying? We have Marion Barry like smoking crack, that's nothing. You know
but then he also had really funny sound bites. Like there were allegations that he was cheating on his wife, and then he had a thing where at a press conference they were like, "Are you cheating on your wife?" And he's like something to the effect of, "No, I'm not. I have plenty to eat at home."
Oh, that's crazy.
That's like a great line.
He's a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak.
And then he would hang out with all the Jamaicans in Rexdale, which is the part of Toronto that I'm from, and he would like do the accent and everything. Oh. And
sounds like a common thing in Toronto to hang with the Jamaicans.
Yeah.
No, it's huge. There's huge
because if the business is true, and you left your moms in the hood, gotta smoke that you. Got me sick to my stomachs, fam.
You know what I do? Okay, people make fun of the Toronto accent, the Toronto man's accent, but like I grew up with it.
Right.
I'm from that part of Toronto where people talk like that. So to me, to see it having this like resurgence in pop culture because of Drake is wild to me. But what I like about it is that it's really a mix of all of the immigrant communities that live in Toronto. So obviously there's Jamaican patois, and then there's also some Somali words in there. So like people will say like Bhakti. Yo, he's a Bhakti. Yeah. But the Somali word is Bhakti, which means like you're an idiot. Yeah. You're an imbecile.
That's hard though.
Yeah.
See, now we doing the knowledge. when you do the knowledge, it
Right?
really do start to make sense.
And then people say wallahi. Have you heard that?
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
So that a lot of Somali people say that.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear to God, it's actually a very serious thing to say.
Yeah.
But people will just anyway.
Well, I mean, people, we say on God out here. We put everything on God, like, and it's like, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that lightly.
Yeah.
Maybe like, bro, I'm finna go to the store. On God, I'm hungry. Like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you can just go eat. You ain't gotta put that on God.
That's
but
fair,
it is what it is. Like,
so what I'm saying is, Toronto man's accent is not all. It's like it's a mosaic.
Yeah, but that's
a
like
linguistic mosaic.
That's like everything, right? Because
Because
like the Southern accent is actually like just like a developed British accent. Like over time, it just slowed down the accent.
But it's way better than the British accent.
It is, right?
A million times better.
So then also you have like a lot, like the New York accent
is
a combination of all of these different immigrant accents as well. So it's like, you know, when you know the history, I think the thing is like with Drake being our introduction.
Drake's not even from that part of Toronto, by the way. So that's why.
Yeah, let's expose this nigga. Go ahead, tell us more.
But he's not from that part of Toronto.
Yeah.
It's like the crew that he hangs out with talk like that.
Right.
And I like Drake, but now it's getting harder to like him because now there's all these pedophile allegations, and so that's we can't stand by that.
Right.
But like The Weeknd is also from that part of Toronto where they talk like that.
Right.
So to me, I'm like, if The Weeknd talks like that, I don't care. But like
The Weeknd do seem like a little rough around the edges too,
It's
doesn't
like
he?
you like that though. Like you get down.
Nah, The Weeknd like he might get down with you for real though. Like, I think that because like our introduction to it is like
through Drake, who's not actually from that part of Toronto.
And Drake liked to really cycle through the accents. He liked to go on his press tour in America. Like, this week I'm from Houston, next week I'm from Atlanta, now I'm from California, now we back in Toronto. And it's like, who are you, my nigga? Who are you? But he's an actor, so it's like, I have a theory. I've heard this theory said a lot of times, and I've adopted it because I really do like think it holds true that this may be his greatest acting performance is being Drake. Like Aubrey Graham presents Drake, and he just unleashed that. And this, like, when his career is over, like they're gonna give him an Oscar. Like it's like the real Truman Show.
Lord.
Like the best performance of all time.
I will say, like, Drake is the kind of person where I'm like, oh, he's like an example. It's like him, Ben Affleck, J-Lo. They're examples to me of like having wealth and fame doesn't make you happy. They all look miserable. There's no part of me that envies their life.
Well, I think it's just with the Drake and J-Lo thing is comparable because they're both trying to be something they're not. Like, because she got that whole Jenny from the Block thing. And it's
Bronx turned on her this summer.
Yeah. Well, but it's like, remember she went back to the Bronx and she was like, I used to live there. And it was like, we don't give a fuck. Like, get off my block. Like, you're not from over here, for real.
Did you see that? It's old, but it was like her going to the house that she grew up in.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Old Guyanese guy, and he's like, who are you? Jennifer. What? Jennifer Lopez. Who's that? That's me.
Yeah, he's like, get from around my house. Like, you're a stranger, honestly. You need to dip the fuck out. Yeah. But it's like, I think that there's a thing of like, of course, like, I'm getting notoriety and stuff now, which is cool, but I'm 34. So, like, I know who I am.
Your prefrontal cortex has developed.
And I have, like, no, like, frills about, like, who I am, where I'm from. I'm not putting on a show. I'm not, like, an actor, like, playing a role. No. I don't have, like, a gimmick. I think with them, it's like they're so young, and then they're into a gimmick, and then you're developing, but you are beholden to this gimmick. And it's like, so you're split because it's like, you can't really be yourself. And then that shit, I'm pretty sure that will fuck your mind up, too. Like, I can't be myself.
I will tell you this. So when I did Seth Meyers, when I did Comedy Central, when I did like a couple of the TV things that I've done, and that was just on my tiny little level of success that I have. So Drake is on another level, right? And on those sets, when you do like a photo shoot or whatever, people are constantly, every single person is catering to you. Every single person is telling you you're beautiful and funny. No one is telling you no. I remember one time there was like a PA on set, and I was like, oh, hi, I'm Hoodo, what's your name? And that person was shocked that I even asked what their name was. And then later on, I was like, oh my God, your name's Julie, right? I just want to make sure I got it right. And then another, like, assistant director was like, listen, based on your position on the call sheet, you don't even need to know anyone's name. Those are the things people are saying on these sets. And that's just me on my little level. So I can't even imagine on Drake's level. what that's like.
Yeah, you're just not in touch with reality at all.
Do you know what I mean? That, and I went back to my 5th-floor walk up, so I was humbled. You know, no elevator, walk up to the 5th floor. You know what I mean? So I was instantly humbled. But then he's going back in a car, and he's going back into his house, and and he can't. So I can't even imagine. Yeah,
that's kind of like the trouble, like how Mariah Carey was too. Like that whole diva mentality is just like, how could you even be a normal person when if they're just telling you like
you don't need to know people's names.
Yeah, fuck her. Basically, like fuck.
I was
She's
so
a peasant
shocked.
type shit.
Yeah, I was so shocked.
So then you kind of like I think the thing is too is like you buy into that over time, just like through repetition. Because if you're doing photo shoots all the time. Yeah. And this is the repetition. That's like a feedback loop. You start believing that, and then somebody just comes out and like, freaky ass nigga, you a 69 god, and you like, what? Yeah. Everybody's saying I'm a pedophile now. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's like, will crash your world. I think like I'm like really be worried about that man's psychology, like his like his mental health. He was like, if he would have just left this nigga, because he could have just not said anything. Yeah. Right? But it's like you responded. And then it's like, I'm going to make a song where I address your mom and your dad and your kid. And I'm going to say you got a daughter, another illegitimate daughter. And then we're going to dance to a song where I'm calling you a pedophile. And everybody's singing it. And also, like, I got a restaurant in your town popping.
Well, the restaurant, no. Just to clear, let me defend Toronto a little bit. The restaurant was always successful. It was always like a land, like everyone loves it, but they named a dish after Kendrick because he won.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I did think, to me, I was like, if you guys all knew in the business that he was a pedophile, allegedly, then y'all should have said something sooner. Don't wait on that as ammo. Don't sit on something that dark.
Right, that is dark.
To save, you know what I mean, to use it in a rap battle. Because then it's like, it's ego. We're using children and all this stuff.
Well, I think too is like with the thing with Diddy and
Diddy is going down. They are going to Epstein him allegedly.
With everything that's going on with that though, it's just kind of like it seems like it's extremely common practice where it's like, okay, well, if I do say this right, and this is a ring. I think people like fear losing their career and everything like that. But I think the thing with Kendrick, what he was saying throughout the beef is like, fuck this industry. So it's like, I guess it's like, I'm going to expose him, which exposes everybody, which is not.
You only really expose Drake, though.
Yeah, you really only expose
Drake. I know you're a Kendrick fan. I love Kendrick. I love Kendrick so much, I bought his overpriced merch after his concert.
Oh, you're a bigger fan than me.
I bought the socks. The socks were $40.
Oh, nah, you thugging it. Yeah, I never bought no merch.
I bought the socks. I bought the $40 poster. What the fuck was I? I bought the Baby Keem shirt.
You was up.
His show was really good.
Yeah.
Big Steppers, right?
Yeah. That was
a phenomenal show.
Oh
yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah, I think that's why I think the Big Steppers tour plus the previous Super Bowl plus this what was it? Whatever that shit was, the Ken and Friends show. I think all that the pop out, that establishes him being at the Super Bowl. Yeah. And then Lil Wayne is still saying they snatched it from him. It's just like, what's up with bro?
Normally I would be on Lil Wayne's side, but he is a Trump supporter, so that makes me a little.
Well, he's also like, I don't fuck Black Lives Matter. Like,
yeah, you don't care about that.
Yeah, so it's just like, we can just kind of whatever, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will ask you though, like, as far as I know comedy takes a little while to like, you gotta really sit in the incubator. You gotta go low and slow in the comedy world.
Low and slow.
Yeah, it takes a while to reach like some of the pinnacles of success. I would say like I have somebody in mind like Bill Burr who has been doing comedy a long time, but I would say in the last like maybe 5 to 10 years, really is like become solidified as star. But he's been doing it since like the early 90s or something.
I know.
So what are like your goals as far as just comedy career, or do you have anything that you want to do outside of comedy, acting? I know you've done writing and things like that.
I was actually in a movie, and it was in one scene, but the director, Ali Pankiw, so sweet, she included me in the trailer. Oh shit. I didn't get cut. That means my acting was good. It's a movie called I Used to Be Funny. It's on Netflix. You can watch it.
All right, we'll check that out.
But what I want to do, my goal, when I think of like my dream goal, is I think of like, you know, Rami Youssef?
Yeah.
Rami Youssef. So he has a show on Hulu, and then he's doing a show with Will Ferrell that's going to come out on Netflix, and then he also has a show with Apple TV and Judd Apatow. So there's another show. Then he did Poor Things, which was nominated for an Oscar. So he has a bunch of stuff, and then he came out with an HBO special. So he's someone that like does multiple things, which I love.
Right.
So that's kind of my goal. I would love to do multiple things, but stand up is always my girl. She's my number one.
So,
She's the one I always
so
go
if we
home
just
to.
talking solely for your stand up, then what are some like maybe goals and like bucket list things that you would want to do?
Sorry.
Venues.
Oh, I would love to do the Apollo Theater in Harlem.
Ooh, that would be tough. Yeah.
That's something I would love to do. Harlem, unfortunately, is like, oh my god, if you've ever been to the Apollo Theater now, it's like Apollo Theater, Banana Republic on one side, and then there's like Oshkosh Bagosh.
Oh, it's not even the same thing.
So it's like so gentrified, and it really, my heart bleeds. But anyways, but I would love to do the Apollo Theater, and I would love to tour, and I would love to make enough money off of doing comedy where if there's another pandemic, I have a slow year, I got enough savings to just not work for a year. When I become a mother, inshallah, God willing, if I just want to spend 2 years with my kids or a year with my kid, I can just do that.
Yeah, that's real.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I also think like when I'm on my deathbed, no one's gonna be like, "Wow, she sold out the Apollo Theater." Isn't that cool? Like that, no one's gonna give a shit about any.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, so you got to.
I really go back to death a lot on the podcast.
I mean,
I love.
It was part of your rearing. You know what I mean? It's like it's second nature.
Was part of my rearing.
It's just second nature. It's always right there. You know what I mean? No, but that's like that'll keep you like really centered right there too. Because if you're not like super caught up on like, because you know most people's like, I want to sell out Madison Square Garden and
I do think comedy after a certain point, like X amount of people in a venue, it stops being as fun. Trevor Noah has said that he has more fun performing in front of 70, 90 people than he does at Madison Square Garden.
That makes sense though, because it's more intimate. Like,
yeah.
And then also, just on a technical level, I'm thinking about.
I want to mention this before I forget.
Okay.
I actually really want to tour the world. So when comedians say they're doing a world tour, they always talk about North America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. Nah, nigga. I want to go to the Middle East. I want to go tour Africa. I want to go tour Latin America. I want to tour Asia. Like, I actually want to. And there are comedians like Gina Yashere. She's very funny. She has a show, Bob Hart's Abishola on CBS.
Okay.
She makes and she has like Netflix specials and a bunch of stuff. Listen, she owns a home in Los Angeles, so she's doing very well.
Yeah.
And she tours the world.
Right.
And that's another thing I want to do.
Yeah. I think when people are saying like world tour, it's like
it's always the white countries.
Yeah. Like we staying away from black and brown people.
No.
We're going around the borders. We're gonna go Europe, then we're gonna go right around Asia, go to Australia, circle back up to North America. It's like they just like stay away from like the actual world. For real.
I don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like but what I was gonna say is like I think if I'm doing like a stadium or like a big arena, wouldn't it take a long time? Like if I tell a joke down here.
Oh yeah, it's waves.
So it's like it's not funny to the guys up top until like maybe like 5-10 seconds later or something. That just feels weird to me.
I did the most amount of people I've ever performed for was when I opened for Hassan Minhaj.
Oh yeah.
And it was 7,000 people.
Yeah.
And I have never done drugs, but there's no greater high than saying something and 7,000 people coming back to you with their laughs. No wonder comedians are insane.
Yeah. That would keep you. That has to keep you on stage right there.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
So that was crazy. That was amazing. And the come down from that is you can't just go to sleep after that.
For sure.
You're like wired in a weird way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. 7,000 at one time.
7,000. So you say the joke, and so you want to do a 10-minute set in a club, a comedy club, versus 10-minute set in front of 7,000 people. You got to cut some jokes,
right?
Because there's gonna be like you got to wait for everyone to finish laughing,
right? Oh, that's hard. Yeah. Hassan Minaj has done like, he's expanded way past comedy. He's like.
He has his own production company, has all this stuff. But, he's also dealt with the highs and the lows and the scandals this year.
That's going to come. Hey, man, I'm telling you, bro. When these, as a man, it's like you really got to, once you start getting popping a little bit, you really got to tread lightly with the sexual.
But to me, I felt like that was more racially driven. That was my take. He never said anything to me for the record, but when I saw that happen, I was like, why is this woman conveniently twisting what he's saying? And sure, some things might have been embellished, but I think to me that felt like Hassan never said anything to me, but I felt like when I saw that, I was like, oh, this feels racially driven, racially motivated, because she didn't. I don't know, the way she twisted things. I was like, why are you coming for him though? Yeah,
it's always a little bit of that because
it felt like that was what was happening.
What's your boy name?
Rami Youssef?
Nah, Aziz.
Aziz.
As soon as he got to his peak, that same thing happened to him. I don't know, and I'm not gonna say it's racially motivated. I'm just saying it's he gets to his peak and then here we go with the sexual assault allegations.
But also at the same time, it's okay, well, we got to be careful after a certain point who we are hooking up with.
You feel me?
You can't be too reckless.
You gotta,
not trying to diminish that woman's experience, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
And this is a problem I won't have, but I think this is something men have got to navigate.
Yeah. I think about that a lot because it's it can feel genuine, but you never know when somebody has a motive. You know what I mean?
But I also think there's
I also think
basic consent.
But that goes back to the other conversation you was having as well, is that if people are always constantly reinforcing positive things about you or just making you feel like you can have anything, or you've been places where women are just throwing themselves at you, then you could get into a dangerous part where you don't accept no for an answer anymore. It's just what? No, you gonna tell me no? And it's just
yeah.
And then bada bing bada boom, you're out of here. You back in the small rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had a great show on Netflix.
Master of None.
Yes. And particularly season 3, where Lena Waithe was doing a lot of the directing.
So good. That show was phenomenal.
It was shot beautifully. It was one of the, cinematically, beautiful. It was one of the best shows I've ever watched. It was just really shot really well.
I see some of the things that the male comics are dealing with, and I go, I don't think that's gonna be. I'll have other struggles, but I don't think that's just gonna be my.
Yeah, I don't think.
Do you know what I mean?
It would be more like. It would be more like people trying to put ceilings on you, and discrimination, racially, even gender wise and stuff like that. Other than allegations.
Yeah, I'm not worried about allegations, but I do.
Unless you just start getting aggressive out here.
What I do.
Unless you just start going outside getting aggressive.
What I do.
Actually, matter of fact, you could turn this whole thing on its head. You could just you know what? I'm taking the other route. Take your pants off.
Naomi Campbell, I'm throwing my phone at you.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think this is what I tell my manager, and I do this with other comedians as well. My manager's a white guy, and I tell him, I need you to use your straight white male privilege. For sure. And figure out why they're not paying me more money. And if they don't pay me more money, I'm turning the gig down. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Certain things you got to take an L on if it's your first time performing at a certain venue, and then you got to whatever. But certain things, and then what I'll also do, another thing I do is because comedians aren't in a union, so I will reach out to other comics that are maybe doing the same show, and I go, how much are they paying you? You don't have to tell me if you're not comfortable, but just because I just want to make sure I'm not getting screwed over. Because we see those stats on what black women are getting paid versus everyone else.
Right, for sure.
And and there have been, so that's one of the things I do to make sure I don't get screwed over with money.
I was talking to somebody about this the other day where it was they were saying oh man, I know this guy, he has the same job as me. This is a black woman I'm talking to. She's he has the same job as me. And I live in a loft downtown, and it's like he has a home and he has a car. And she was like, I don't have a car. I'm using like public trans and all this and that. And I'm staying in a loft downtown. And she was like, but we do the same job. I was like, yeah, he's getting paid more. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Like, that's like the game. It's like, I can't have you doing the same job as me and making the same amount of money as me. Then we're not even talking, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's so dark.
Now we're talking about equality.
Yeah.
Nigga, get that shit up out of here. Like, because it's like, I think about that all the time. Like, when I'm in like Dunwoody and stuff doing my job, I'm like, how the fuck do these people? It's like, you'll ask them what they do, and it's like, oh, that's what you do and you do this? You're a dentist, nigga, and you, like, you have this home?
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I know a fucking dentist in Douglasville, and it's like, they have money, but it ain't this type of money. I'm like, what else are you doing? So, like, are you supplying Kanye with his drugs? Like, what are you doing, my nigga?
Oh my God, if we want to talk about someone that's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, once you got to go to Asia, it's, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to Asia, that's anything, too. Like, basketball, once you end up in Asia, it's like, yeah, you're done. So, like, once you just, you step on. Like, you Starberry now. You Starberry a rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, like, because they got, like, all better technology than us. But as far as, like, American, like, superstardom goes, once your main fan base is in China, you're cooked. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's, like, just out there performing. It's like, damn.
Oh, so that's what he does? He's just in China performing?
Yeah, or I think, or Japan won, right?
I think it's China.
Yeah, I think it is China. Like, he just, like, that's where, like, that's his hub now. You remember how he was in, like, Wyoming?
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's just...
I don't feel sorry for him, but yeah. There you go. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, once you go off the deep end... See, this is the thing.
Because Azalea Banks is doing all the crazy shit, too, and she don't have nearly as much money as him.
Exactly. That's a fact, though. But I think that also, like... You know, most people piss off, like, one demographic.
He said everyone.
He was like, I'm coming for everybody. Fuck this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like... Okay, most white people, they get uncomfortable around me. Okay, fuck that. What can I do? All right, black people, now black people are knowing me. All right, final frontier. The Jews. We gotta take the Jews. It's like, once he started going with them, like, once he took that shot at the Jews, like, he was like, what'd he say? I'm going like...
We don't need to quote it. You know,
yeah,
we don't need to quote it.
Yeah, we don't have to...
We're trying to save the grits and eggs pod, you know.
Oh, yeah. That's why Tristan looking stressed.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Tristan's upset.
He's like, fuck.
We don't need to repeat hate speech.
No, we don't. Yeah, you can bleep that out. Yeah, you can edit that out.
Yeah. I'm trying to say it.
Damn it.
No, I'm just trying to be factual here. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? These are quotes, quote unquote. This does not reflect the attitudes of the Grits and Eggs podcast. Yeah. So RFK is definitely trying to make us more like Canada. You know what I mean?
No.
With the banning of chemicals and somebody else. I think Texas has like a. Don't y'all have like?
First of all, I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all bullshit because people are underestimating the power of big pharma, big plastic, big fucking sugar, all these companies.
Listen, they're not gonna let that shit happen.
They're not gonna let that shit happen. It's like that Bill Hicks joke where it's like, what was it? He had some joke about how every time someone is elected president, they like bring them into a room and they show them the Kennedy assassination video footage from the Kennedy assassination from different angles. Like, don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't think you're gonna try to do any like progress or anything like that. That's like the energy of the joke. And I think that's what happens when you become president. There's a version of that where all the big pharma, all of the big oil, they come in and they go, okay, we'll let you do some greenwashings and but like, no.
Yeah, don't start talking about sugar, nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Keep that sugar off your motherfucking mind.
We need that high fructose corn syrup, honey.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck you mean Red 40 ain't staying around, nigga?
To show Kennedy in different angles getting knocked off.
Yes, yeah.
These are the secret. These from the bushes. We had the whole thing covered, nigga. And you just in a room, panorama style?
No, there was a footage of the wife coming out the car. Like, who got that footage?
Yes.
Nah,
son.
How you get that close?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You remember like OG YouTube? Were you an OG YouTuber too?
I was not an OG YouTuber, but I did watch. Like,
no. Like User, not like a
user, yeah.
No, when we was like diving into like deep Illuminati shit.
Oh,
I remember one time like some dude, bro, he showed this video and his account was gone in a week. And it was like, and right here at this angle, you can see the driver turn around and shoot him, and then the channel was done. Yeah. And I was like, how did this nigga get that footage? How did he get that footage?
We haven't seen him since.
No, we ain't seen that nigga since. You remember, y'all, was this one dude that he used to, like, before every video, he would quote, like, a Bible verse. Because his whole thing was like, I'm exposing the devil, like the real devil. And then it's like, one day, and I'm looking for his page, he's gone. I'm like, yeah. He got that secret angle. He got that secret, like, niggas like Alex Jones, like the Onion on this shit now. Alex...
I do think there is some truth to that, though. Like, when you become president...
It gotta be, yo.
The people that really pull the strings come in and go, don't get too crazy.
Yeah. Let's not start talking to, like, holistic medicine. Like, that's not happening.
We'll let you have your little Obamacare. And that's it, okay? Yeah.
But the drones are not going to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not stopping. The military-industrial complex is here to stay. Big pharma, big sugar. You said.
Big sugar.
Like you said, big plastic.
Plastic is destroying. You know about microplastic.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're getting it going right now. We having it on right now. It's tearing us up, but it's like.
I think we're turning into OG YouTube right now.
No, this is OG YouTube. Like, OG YouTube. No, but it's like I know for a fact. It's like I can't watch movies the same way anymore because you listen to Alex Jones for like. First of all, as a young
Trump supporter,
I don't. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but the thing is like when you're a young man, like you're a young kid. And you stumble into Alex Jones, it's like you've never seen white people act like that before. You know what I'm saying? So then he's like, they're making the frogs gay. It's like, what is this nigga? Hold on, what? All right, let me tune in. Because I'm 17. Like, my mind is soft. Like, I'm ready for this. Yeah. I need to know more. I'm finna tell this nigga, I'm telling everybody on the bus about this. And then niggas is looking at you crazy like, what are you watching at home? Like, where are your parents?
I do think Trump has, like, Alex Jones light energy, like low-key some allergy.
It's not as like aggressive, right?
Yeah, like I remember when COVID was happening, like he would be briefed on it and then he would have to go out and do a press conference. He'd be like, folks, it's not looking good. It's not. And you're not supposed to say that as like the president. You're supposed to calm everyone's spirits down. I was talking to my people and it's not looking good.
A lot of death. A lot of people dying.
Yes.
It's sad. It's really sad. Yes. Sad, really.
Yes.
But there's gonna be a lot more death.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he just says the wildest shit. And but like, one thing like that I come out the last Trump presidency, I was just kind of like, that's a funny guy.
No, he's. I said this on my podcast, Two Dumb Questions. I said, and I really think it's true, and I feel it in my bones. Like, Trump is one of the greatest comedians of all time.
No, it's a fact.
Because he's not writing his stuff down.
It's all off the dome. That's the crazy. And then he's just crazy. Doing this.
He has his brand. He has his look.
Yeah.
He understands branding.
He's the most like
comedic timing, charming,
and he's recently the most impersonated person.
Yes.
It's just like the whole like, we're taking you niggas back to Jim Crow. We're deporting all the immigrants. Women's rights is cooked. That part is like, all right, the joke's over. Yeah, I wish he didn't run again, but it's like, out of 2016, and then we was fine.
Yeah.
Like, we was fine, like, COVID happened, all this and that, but it's just like, oh, no, he's a funny guy. Because I remember this one press conference he was having, and he's answering all these questions about COVID, and it's whatever. Like, he's doing his best of, like, trying to keep up with like I want to be a president, right? I'm being presidential. Yeah. And then this Asian lady asked him like something.
Stop. Like I already know where this is going.
But she asked him like, well, you're saying that it came from this place in Asia and it's been proven that it didn't. And she was like, so what are you going to say to like dispel that lie? And he was like, ask China. I was like, nigga, what?
He's so crazy.
And you should have seen her face. She was like, nigga, what? Like, what do you mean? He was like, next question. No, get her out of here. I don't want to talk to her anymore. It's like, bro, he just tried the fuck out of her. But it's just like, timing wise, that shit was hilarious, bro. I was fucking crying.
There was, Shane Gillis has this great joke about how they took
He's
out.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they took out some terrorists. His name is something Abu Gharaib, or I don't know, whatever, but Abu is in his name. And then he was like, Shane does this whole impression of like his press conference, and then I went and watched the press conference, and if you go to the YouTube comments, people are like, who's here after watching Shane's special?
Right.
And basically
Beautiful
he was like,
dogs.
right? And he was like, he died like a dead dog. He died. Abu. That's like so funny. Abu, he was crying like a dead dog. Abu.
He's crying like a dog. It was so,
That's so good.
Right. It's like, you can't, I think a part of it is like, for the most of the public, like, see, Americans, like, we love bullshit. Like, we really do. Like, we have a deep appreciation for just crazy bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's like you're saying earlier, Mary and Barry, like, even with y'all got just smoking crack. It's just like, well, you're not supposed to be doing that, but it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's something to talk about.
Rob Ford smoking crack.
Crack. It's just like, that's just bullshit. But it's just like, yeah. And so we come out of it and we get Joe Biden, we like, okay, let's get back serious about politics, all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that really is, we did take like a 4-year break of like people taking politics serious because of him.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say this real quick. Rob Ford died from cancer a few years ago. His brother Doug Ford took over. Like, he became like the governor.
Right.
Because we have provinces, so that we say premier, not governor.
Okay.
So look at that nepotism. And then Doug Ford, his brother, named a stadium, like a state, whatever, after his crackhead brother. And I said, if that's not white priv, powered powered by nepotism.
I love that. I love that.
Wow, honey.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that should have stadiums named after them there.
Yeah, facts. My sister.
Oh no, that got dark. Oh my God.
Welcome to the Brandy Johnson Studios.
Yes, Lord.
No, I'm just saying, people smoke crack. Shit. Just,
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it ends up on crack.
I don't like drugs where I need supplies. Like, I would never do drugs, but it's like, I understand why someone would get addicted to cocaine or smoking weed, but like, once we get into the other things where we have to pull ingredients, it's like if there's a recipe, it's too much.
Yeah, you need a pipe. Like, you need that.
It's too much.
And then also,
meth, I don't get it.
Like, if you pull a belt out,
yes.
Like, we're kicking it. We're just over here. We're vibing. We're eating fruit.
Yes.
And then the nigga just whip a belt out. I'm
it's
like,
too much.
Okay.
Where did that spoon come from?
Yeah. Because you remember, right? He like had like a whole little thing. Yeah. Just lay out the supply.
It's
like, bro, I'm never trying to get that high. I'm cool. Like, I need a handy dandy little bag with me at all times. No, I'm straight on that.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Yeah. Definitely say no to drugs.
Yeah.
Although. Shout out to Vince Staples because he said DMX hit the Pookie and went platinum. That's a real fact. DMX double platinum right off the crack rock.
But he also seemed like someone that, like, his end was kind of sad.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more to his death that we don't know about.
No, but in general, he just seemed like...
All right, real OG YouTube, get that, let's hear that theory.
What were you about to say?
I just feel like emotionally, like, when he talks about his kids and, like, his life, it just didn't seem like he was happy with the way things, you know.
He had a real, like, crash and burn. Like, he was really, like, as high as you can, like, bro had 2 double platinum albums in the same year.
That's crazy.
Unheard of shit. Every rap artist was like, I don't want to follow him. He's impossible to follow.
Didn't he die young too?
Like late 40s, early 50s. Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
This is biggest fan right here. But the thing is like real, like he went from that to like jail, like it was constant jail.
That's such a dad thing for you to have done.
well, I try. They made me extremely mindful of it now because it's like
so. That is a dad thing. You are a father.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should do a compilation video of all the times he's had to like swallow his own mucus.
I got at least 5 to 10 minutes of that.
Yeah, that would be.
Patreon.
We could just make a whole episode just like every time.
I thought about doing something like that for April Fools.
I think that's great.
Just drop a pie, just.
Oh my God, bruh. People would just like unsubscribe.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of ASMR. That's like whatever that is. Also, like, I fucking hate ASMR.
You don't like when people.
Oh my fucking! When people start tapping their nails on shit. This is why I believe in a respawn. Like, if we're gonna really get into like Kookyville in America, then we need to get like real metaphysical with this shit. People need respawns. So like, when they start doing out of pocket, like sometimes you just need to get shot just to like. God damn. Sometimes
I'm gonna distance myself from that. Please don't cancel me. I don't advocate for murder. Thank you.
No, it's not murder. You come back. It's a respawn.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, it's a hypothetical. Like, hypothetically, like, somebody cut you off in traffic, just, psh, and then they come right back, and you're like, yeah, relax. Just relax, okay? You see how easily things can go left? It's just like, and then they come back, and they remember.
They're humbled.
Yeah. Now we back at square one. Like, everything I had going on,
yeah.
I'm just gonna vibe out. You know what? My day ain't going that bad.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just go the speed limit. I'll be mindful. I'll use my turn signal.
Yeah.
Respawn.
That's so funny.
I'm really like.
Are you an NRA member?
NRA
podcast. We just literally said that the last one, like.
That's so funny.
Because of people are like, we expect a lot of like celebrities and like politicians is like they're all sponsored by somebody. Like they're taking money, so it's like there's only so much they can say.
Yeah.
Or do.
Yeah.
You're never gonna see LeBron in Adidas. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
People want to lose that bag. You know, everybody's like, people are taking checks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're beholden to your sponsor, and it's some shit you can and can't say.
Let me ask you this: at what tax bracket, after what amount of money, are people now unethically, like, it's unethical, the money?
I
think you can be like a low-level millionaire and still be ethical.
Oof.
I think once we start hitting like 500 mil, 100 mil,
okay, so
that's when we're getting into unethical territory.
I really do think if we're going to, like, I think you should cap, like, 250 million, you good for life.
But do you think that's ethical money?
I think you can be ethical with $250 million.
Really? Tristan, do you agree? No, I don't agree with that.
250?
It's way high. It's too high.
Am I like over? No, that's $250 million. Hold on, that is a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's like small country GDP level.
Okay, no. Okay, ethical.
Because we all know there's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. I think
no, for sure. We're on the same page.
Yeah, we can't.
I'm thinking
25.
I was thinking like
25 mil. I think is.
I think like after 30 mil, yeah, you in the dark arts.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way you get there.
You're no longer like just a great entrepreneur. No, no, you're dumping chemicals somewhere. Like you got
kids in sweatshops.
Yeah, it's some bad things going on. It's nasty work going on.
Yeah. 30 mil, I think, is a good.
I think 30 mil that's like.
Yeah, and then you don't even have to work for like a year or two.
Yeah. I don't think because you can't. I mean, granted, you might have a great accountant. But then even that's a scary business too. Like when you have millions of dollars, it's hard to trust even your accountant.
I don't believe so. I know it's so funny being in comedy and writing for TV. You know, either dirt poor people, or you know people that are millionaires and they hire people to manage their money.
Yeah. Geez.
So I know people that like are dirt poor, like almost homeless, and then I know people that have like, what are they called, account managers, bank managers, whatever. Yeah. And I remember talking to this one woman and I was like, so you're telling me that when you do your taxes and everything and your money and all that, just one guy manages everything? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, you're not worried that he could steal your money? Anything could go left? And she's like, no, I just think he's got clients that make way more money and it's fine. And I'm like, but anything could happen. Greed is like a drug. No,
and then he's managing so much money.
He's managing so much money.
I just think before I could have like an account like manager, it's like we need to have a real sit down.
But I think everyone should manage their own money. I just don't believe in having that.
I think it is
manageable. Because you can get fucked
manageable.
over at any point.
Yeah, or at least somebody, even if you do like family or anything like that, that'll be the first person that'll fuck you.
But I don't think it's that much work.
Yeah, I think like it's just paying taxes.
Paying taxes and then pay everyone, like the gardener or whatever. Do you pay them?
Yeah.
Have like some system set up.
I think the account manager is more for convenience. Like, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, she told me that's why she has it.
Yeah, but then...
And there's so many stories of people losing their money.
We would have to have a serious talk. We would have to have a real Suge Knight heart-to-heart. Like, what do you mean you stole $2 million from me, my nigga?
Yeah.
We're not going to court.
Yeah.
No,
and also the way they do it is that they gradually steal
vanilla
money.
ice in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
but they gradually steal money from you. It's not like
of course, they're smart. Of course, they're smart people.
And you're not gonna know until like 10 years from now, or well, I don't know, 5 years from now, whatever. Like some crazy. Rihanna talked about that. That's what inspired "Bitch Better Have My Money." Was her accountant was stealing money from her.
Yeah, see,
and it was like something crazy, like I think 30-40 mil.
That's missing.
Well, this is the thing. They're always making so much money, though.
Yeah.
Right? If you're always, like, getting checks, to the point where, like, I mean, how much is the average? Like, even if you have $1 million, how much is you spending in a day? Really? Couple thousand? You know what I mean? Like, 8 to 10,000, maybe?
You have to try to spend it.
You have to try to, like, you're finding ways to spend money, and even then, it might be 8 to 10,000.
So
right?
she lost $9 million from her tour.
That's even crazier. Because it's like...
That's crazy. And it was between...
I don't like odd figures either. Like 9, bitch.
And it was between the years of 2005 and 2010.
9 over 5 years, too. That's just, like, real calculated.
Yeah.
That means she had a system of, like, getting that money out of there.
Yeah. I also think it's kind of sad when you, like... you become a child again when you have to go to your, like, bank manager, account manager, and you're like, hey, so I really want to buy a house. Do I have the money for it?
Yeah.
That's what they have to do now,
like,
right?
You're
a child now. Yeah, you don't know what's going on. You don't know all the ins and outs anymore.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because they're investing your money, too.
Yeah, they're like, I want to buy a boat. Can I buy a boat this year? Like, I got to go to a white guy to do that? Like, that's...
Yeah.
My ancestors do not... No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
I think that's one thing, too, where it's just like... I've been thinking about that. Like, if I come into real money, it's like... Do I want people, like... handling the affairs of my money and shit like that, but also like I don't want to talk to some fucking white dude about my money.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I was thinking about, and then he's like, well, do y'all tell you actually? I'm like, hey, my nigga, I didn't ask you what you thought. All right, cough it over, pal. Like, fuck all that. Cough that shit over. Yeah, pal. You gotta start talking their language and shit. I think one of my favorite things about your comedy is, and you say this often, is like how you love making white people uncomfortable.
Well, because here's the thing. It's not necessarily to make white people uncomfortable. It's to make racism, like white privilege, like it's to make fun of those things. And unfortunately, in the society we currently live in, that's attached to whiteness.
Yeah.
So sometimes people ask me like, oh, aren't you worried you're going to alienate white people with your comedy? I'm like, white people come to my shows. The ones that are not racist enjoy my comedy. Right. And the ones that are probably won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also it's like,
also,
am I worried about alienating white people? Like,
also,
have you been outside?
Yeah, and I also
have you gone outside?
I also think racism is so traumatic. Like, people just talk about, like, unemployment, housing, blah, 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 whatever. But, like, what it does to your psyche is so... Not enough conversations are being had about that.
Well, it's just chipping away at you every day.
It's, yes. And
just ever since, and as soon as you're a conscious child. Like, black men, like, we get the trope about being dangerous and aggressive. But, like, the comments on, like, women's bodies, on your hair, on your appearance, on everything that women do, especially black girls. And then it's also internalized too, so not only you getting it from white people, you getting it from other black people.
Yeah.
And it's like this constant policing of
Colorism.
your identity, and it's just fucking chipping away at you every day. And then you wonder why, like, somebody will read Malcolm X and then be radicalized. It's like, oh, I have power. Like, I can love myself. I have a rich history. Yeah, this is how it happens, because it's like literally just poking you with a needle every fucking day.
What is it? Death by 1,000 cuts?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And to me, like, doing comedy and talking about race is like, yeah, I'm not trying to be too corny, but it's like it heals like that inner child in me that felt like I was ugly because I had dark skin, dark colored eyes, that I wore a hijab. And anytime, and I always correct people when people are like, oh my God, like even in subtle ways, racism shows up in conversations. People are like, oh my God, he has such pretty eyes, and it'll be blue or green eyes.
Yeah.
Don't nobody ever compliment dark brown eyes because it's like it's already assumed that whiteness is the standard.
Yeah.
Or like someone will be like, oh my God, I love her skin, and it's like someone who's light skinned. You know what I mean? And so I call that out. Or when someone goes, an all-American guy, I mean, you mean white.
Yeah.
You mean white. Because really it's Native people's land that we on.
Yeah, well, then also recently I found out like tall, dark, and handsome was like Ben Affleck.
Which is crazy.
I was like, oh, nigga, I thought you niggas was talking like Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
You niggas is talking about white people still tall, dark, and handsome? But then also, because I have like 2 dark-skinned sisters, it was weird growing up.
Yeah.
Because people would compliment me and they would say nothing to them. Oh, you have such black people, white people, anybody.
It's internalized. It's
and
so,
I used to,
so
I
sad.
hated it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think my sisters are beautiful. And I was very conscious of it young. When it first happens, when somebody says, oh, you got such pretty hair, you got such nice skin. When it first happens as a child, you feel good. And then when you start noticing, it's like, oh, it's always hair and skin.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. And then I'm looking at my sisters, it's like, nobody ever says anything about their hair and skin. And then you start picking up shit like, why you light skinned and they not? And then you start like, when I'm starting to come online about this shit, I'm like, oh, I reject that. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all compliments. Like, my skin ain't better, my hair ain't better. Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Because these are my sisters. Like, this is my mom we talking about, my nigga. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't special.
I remember this one comedian, and I see a lot with brown people. Brown people, like black people, we will be critical if someone says like something colorist. Like in the moment, we'll call it out. But in my experience, I've observed that brown people will let some of that shit slide. In my experience, there's a lot of like the model minority Kool-Aid that they drank.
Yeah.
So this one brown comic was like, "Oh my God, this girl's so beautiful," and I'm like, "Oh, why was she beautiful?" And he's like, "Yo, she's half Iraqi and half Scottish," and I was like, I need you to stop. You need to decolonize your mind. First of all, out of those two, it's the Iraqi side that's bringing all the culture.
That's what's
Scotland. No offense.
Well, that's really what's bringing. That's really doing the heavy lifting here.
Yeah, exactly. So what haggis?
Yeah.
You guys know what haggis is?
No.
It's like a cow's stomach, and they stuff it with like some kind of porridge. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Haggis is like, they don't. No one's ever like, I want to have Scottish food.
No, never.
offense.
I'm actually like 40.
Haggis?
I'm actually 40% Scottish. I know nothing about these people.
Oh, really?
Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a savory pudding containing
See now I'm already checked out.
sheep's pluck. So it's heart, liver, lungs, minced with chopped onion, oatmeal,
Them
spices,
niggas was
salt.
Yeah, them niggas was really in
And it's
Europe.
encased in the animal's stomach. What? Yeah.
Them niggas was in Europe going through squalor.
Yeah.
That's why they like that.
Nah, they did a real squalor, nigga.
And that's what it looks like.
Oh, no, I'm cool on that. That looks disgusting.
Yeah, you see that's the stomach?
The only European dish I really fuck with is like a shepherd's pie.
I hate that.
Nah, but it's like black. It's like black shepherd's pie. It's like, I ain't eating it the way they eat it. I saw the ingredients. I was like, take that out, cook it like this.
Yeah.
Throw a little cheese in that bitch. We back. But the thing, it's like...
I think Italians have good food, but that's because also they had like Arab influence and a bunch of other...
A lot of African trades
Yeah.
going on in Italian history. This is where, I mean...
Well, I'm not a fan. They colonized part of Somalia.
Yeah, oh, well...
Sorry.
Well, fuck them. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck you in the meatball.
There's like so many layers when you think of like colonialism. My mom told me stories of how like French soldiers would like stand on like the roof of their house and they would like impose a curfew randomly. And like some of those French soldiers would like pee on the roof of people's homes. And then also another thing people don't even know about, like these World War I and II wars that they had. They would like force black and brown people, countries that they colonized, they would force them to fight in these wars.
Yeah.
And those niggas died and no one ever talks about them.
Well, that's just like the Vietnam War. They said like the average black soldier's lifespan was like 14 seconds.
Yeah.
Because they would get killed by their own like company. It's like
so dark.
other white so to survive, like a black man that survived Vietnam is like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You had to have your head on a swivel, not only from your supposed enemy, but your fucking friends, I guess, whatever. But it's like, you know, the thing is, it's like, it's real, like, racism, colonization, like, colonialism, it's dark, but it's like real sinister and shit, too, because it's because the thing is like, too, and we was just talking about that, like, like, I was talking about this earlier, like, with cops, it's like, you talking about people, low IQ, and probably never had, like, any attention to now we're a part of this thing. And it just so happens that this thing, we're carrying out hate. It's like, that's our whole thing. Yeah. And it's like, these people are our enemies, and this is like, whatever. As long as I'm a part of something, I'm good to go. But then it's like, you may have some consciousness about it at first, like, I don't want to kill a kid, right? Yeah. But then it's like, after you've seen it done so many times, and none of these people look like you, and then there's constant rhetoric about these people are savages, this is our birthright, or whatever. Yeah. Like, it could be so many different things. It's like, however you justify that becomes your norm. It should get sick, because then you just start bullying. Like,
yeah, I remember one time I have like a cop story. I remember I was with my friend Natalie, who is white. She's Jewish, so she used to say this thing where she would go, "I'm not white, I'm Jewish." Then we got pulled over by the cops. Okay, we got pulled over by the cops, and she's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. The cop, it was something minor, like a light was out, something small, and then the cop goes. Asks her a question, she gets annoyed, she rolls her eyes at the police officer, and she's like irritated with him. And he's like, okay, ma'am, can I please get your license or whatever? So she gives it to him. He goes back to his car to like check everything, and I turn to Natalie and I go, girl, you crazy right now. You're being rude to this cop. Please. And it was like a front row seat to white priv. Yeah. Because after when he came back, she said sorry. She's like, I'm so sorry if I came off rude. And then he was like, no, you're fine. There was no issue. You have yourself a nice night. Yeah. A good night. And I just thought, bitch, you are white. You're Jewish, but you're also white.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people trade in, you know, I've discussed this several times. Like, my philosophy is, you trade in any cultural or ethnicity, any of that identity, once you've decided to be white in this country, that's gone. You take that. That doesn't exist anymore. So that's how I feel like about Italians. Like, no, you decided you decided to join the white side. Like, you decided that so you would stop getting discriminated against, and so the elites could have numbers, right? Same thing with Irish people. Like, don't bring up Irish slavery. You're a cop. You're a fucking cop. That's what they did. They became cops. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I don't.
What's also crazy about that scenario is she didn't consider you at all when she was rolling her eyes at that.
Yeah. That's why I had to talk to her. I was like, something could happen. Like, I need you to just calm down and say sorry to the cop.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
She needed coaching.
Right. Well, it was like...
Also, it was her car, but, like, I could have easily... Like, something could have happened.
Well, he could have just said... Or if he would have came to the passenger side, there's a whole different conversation now. Yeah. And then also, like, just the assumption that, like, I'm operating as, like a public officer right now. Yeah. Like, I'm an officer of the public right now because I'm dealing with a white woman. Versus, like... I'm the enforcer when I'm dealing with black people. Like, I have all the authority. Like, you do what I say when I say to do it. It's like, that shit just get real. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I've had encounters with cops where I was like, fuck this. Like, no. I could see you just getting a little aggressive with me for no fucking reason. So let's take it there. I'll just be a dick.
Yeah, you got kids, nigga. You can't do that.
Well, I'm not saying I'm doing it now. I'm saying, good. Younger. Like, I used to be like, man, fuck you.
I want everyone to know, throughout the day, you've been doing, like, a couple things, and I was like, you have kids now, you can't do that. I've just been...
She was like, nigga, put on your seatbelt.
I was like, no, you have to wear a seatbelt. It's not about you.
Right. Facts, yeah.
Seatbelt save lives.
I saw her put on her seatbelt, and I put on mine, like, conscious, like, you just join in. And it was on the expressway, and I just took it off. And she's like, you one of those people that don't wear seatbelts? I was like, do you want me to put it back on? She's like, yes, nigga, you have kids. Yeah. Put the seatbelt on. Yeah. I'm like, respect. Because this is a 96, all metal. Yeah. I'm going out that front windshield. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah. We're not getting me back. But
That's so funny.
yeah,
so
no, it's just like
picked her up in the '96.
yeah.
She got the front row of the.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I
a
love
real
that,
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was fun.
yeah.
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 Doing my thing and you feel me? How do you feel about like where you are right now in comedy? Like I've seen you on social.
Wow.
You're extremely funny on social media.
Thank you.
So then, of course, like
TikTok's being weird though.
TikTok's.
My numbers aren't great on TikTok. My numbers are way better on Instagram.
Yeah. Your numbers are good on Instagram.
Yeah.
But
wow, Deontay. Okay, confirming that I'm shit on TikTok. Okay, wow, attack.
I wasn't. No, I'm just saying.
Attacked.
No, I'm
Attacked.
saying.
I feel attacked. What do white women say? I feel attacked. I feel personally attacked. Yeah.
I'm just saying. No, I know that.
No, I agree.
I know
I'm shadow banned. Something's going on with my account. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't look at your numbers on TikTok. I'm just saying I know that shit can get weird. Like I know
it does get weird. Yeah.
You will have you can have times where it's like all my videos do great, and then it's just like I can't crack 1,000, and I don't know why.
I also love that you get away with saying nigga in your videos on TikTok, and mine used to get pulled. And I was talking to my buddy Che Durena, who has 7.7 million followers on TikTok, and he was like, yeah, I had to stop saying nigga on TikTok because they just take the video down.
I just say it all the time.
Mecca has that problem too. Mecca Belly.
She's great.
Yeah, Mecca said that too. I was like, bro, I was really wondering, like, I wonder why they let me get away with that shit.
Yeah.
Cause like, and it ain't just like an occasional nigga.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
No, I think I just beat the algorithm into submission. Like, nah, nigga, fuck that.
Yeah.
You gonna let me rock, or you gonna take every video off?
Yeah.
But I get a lot.
Like a lot of great TikTokers. It's like you, Mecca, Cameron Gerard. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Cameron's so good.
Yeah,
Cameron, if you're watching this, I love you. I love him. He's so funny. Yeah, you guys are so funny.
There's a couple of like, there's like it's weird because people like I didn't know who Alex Earl is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was until like 3 months ago.
Yeah, because our FYP, like it's catered literally just for black shit.
Yeah, I just
and, like,
only know black folks on there.
Yeah,
and then people was talking about, I was like, who is this white girl they're talking about? Like, what is this? Yeah. And then like I remember one time, whatever reason, maybe I just delved a little too deep, where I was getting like videos that had like no views, and it's just people on like an Android, and they just like doing weird shit, like shit getting weird on this side. I was like, oh, I done stumbled into a black hole of TikTok, like some of those lives and shit like that. Like I was like, okay, let me refresh my shit, and it's like, oh, there's white people on this app. And they're just doing dances. They're just doing doing their thing. And it's just like pretty ass white boys just like just smile, just looking in the camera like, and then it's like 2 million views. Like how? All he did was look in the camera for 7 seconds. Like
you stumbled on the normie TikTok.
Yeah. And then also, speaking of blue eyes, when you mentioned that earlier, isn't that like
all the filters?
Well, no, like genetically, like that means you have like incest in your DNA.
Yeah, and also like people with light colored eyes. I remember I did this comedy show with this comedian that had blue eyes, and he had to put sunglasses on, and we were indoors because he's like, the lights are really bright. When you have dark colored eyes, you have more melanin, and that makes your eyes less sun sensitive, light sensitive.
Yeah, everything is better darker.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Also, I just want to address the Android slander on the podcast. No. As a proud Android user, thank you. I just want to 0 views, and then they had a fucking Android. I just want to address the Android slander. It's all capitalism. Apple, Android, it's all capitalism. Don't get got. Pepsi Cola, it's the same thing.
I was just addressing the like stereotypical. It's an Android. Terrible, like 480p on the cell phone. Yeah, my bad. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. Hawaii, like what's that company? Huawei,
yeah.
They have the best phones. We just can't have access to them
because
Yeah, competition.
Yeah.
Why? When is somebody gonna tell Elon Musk to go back to Africa?
He's white, so he gets the
Why do white people just like assume they're not immigrants somewhere?
Yeah, my a friend of mine had this really great joke where in the Middle East, white immigrants won't call themselves immigrants. They'll say, I'm an expat.
Oh, no.
Right? Because they're really just immigrants.
No, you're an immigrant.
Expat is, you're just an immigrant. And they don't want to call themselves that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah.
This is like somebody the other day said, we got to stop saying white supremacy and just start saying white delusion.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, words matter.
I said they cook with that.
I agree.
No, they cook with that.
White delusion. I think I'll do that.
Yeah. Minor, easy adjustment. Easy adjustment.
I love that.
Yeah, because like this nigga Elon Musk, like he was. I've never seen somebody built like that. One, and then two, it's like, why are you so involved in like American politics? And then now they making like first lady shirts about him. Have you seen that?
That's funny.
It's like him in like like in pink.
Oh my god.
And like he's dressed like Sweet Home Alabama. What's the shorty from Sweet Home Alabama? Legally Blonde. Yeah. He's dressed like her, but it's him, and it says First Lady on the T-shirt. It's just like they're doing numbers on TikTok.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I seen the meme with them kissing, him and Trump kissing. I seen that.
Was that AI or was that real?
That was AI.
It's absolutely AI.
Kissing.
Yeah. AI's getting a little.
Yeah. But that's what I do with my hate comments. This Chapel Roan said this. She's like, if I get like a really hateful comment, I go, that's a bot. It's AI.
Yeah, it gotta be, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna even engage. I've gotten some intense, crazy comments. I go, this is a bot.
Yeah.
It's not real.
People have said the craziest shit to me. Also, like sometimes I get like some wild ass DMs where it's just like,
we know.
Not even on no freak shit. Just like people,
I was talking about it in the
like
car
niggas,
with him earlier.
like niggas threatening my life. Like if you ever come to my city, I'm like, I'm never coming to your shit town, bro.
Wow, you get those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's like people sometimes like even more than white people, like white people would ask me like, what can I do? And I'm like, nothing. Like, what can I do to support the movement? I'm like, just whatever you're doing now.
No, I say talk to your racist relatives.
Yeah, I always it's either like nothing when it's like when they're trying to be like
helpful. Allies.
There's people that's like I can tell they're genuinely like they watch my content, they comment, and it's like if there's anything I can do, I always tell them like go confront whiteness in private. Like, because that's where it really lives, in private. Like, they're not bold enough to, like, come out and say that. Like, instead of just saying I'm a Klans member, they just say MAGA. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, confront that shit in private. But people that give me, like, these long spiels, I'm just like, you can't do nothing. So your whole spiel, 3 words.
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
Because it's just like, I think this whole, like, election, especially the turnout, and it's like, what I'm supposed to believe you in the 10% of white men that voted? Yeah, I'm cool on that.
Yeah, it's, one of my favorite things to do, I don't know if you do this with white people, is, people ask me where I'm from, and I go, I'm Canadian, but my ethnicity is I'm Somali. And then I go, where are you from? And then they'll go, some random city in North America, and I go, no, but where are your ancestors from? Because, you know, white people aren't actually from here.
Right.
And I'll say that to their face. People listening, and I think you guys should do this, always remind white people that they're immigrants.
Yeah, I try to ask them, like, no, where are you from?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like that shit.
No, but this isn't their land.
No, it's not.
Yeah. One of my favorite jokes that I've ever written, and I remember it went viral. The Hollywood Improv shared it, and then, like, from there, like, it hit almost 8 mil on Instagram, so I think that's, but
8 mil on Instagram is crazy.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I didn't make any money from the views, but, you know, whatever, it's fine.
Right.
Anyways, but I remember, like, the joke is the joke that I said on Seth Meyers, and I was like, I feel like sunburns are nature's way of letting white people know that you guys are immigrants too.
Right.
The sun's like, go back to where you came from. England's cloudy for a reason.
Yeah.
And I got so, like, some people either really loved it, or white people were like, you suck, stop doing comedy, you dumb black bitch, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah. If they're mad, that's a great joke.
That's great.
Great joke. You know, you're too close. You're getting too close down south. You need to.
But then there were people that commented on the video, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm like, my ancestors are Irish. Like, what am I doing in Arizona?"
Right, facts.
There's some white people that got it. Yeah.
Yeah, also, too, it's just like, if we could really just stop sending the geriatric whites to Florida, that would be great. It's like, send them niggas to, like, Saskatchewan. Nigga, like...
No, don't send them to us.
More north.
Don't send them to us.
Greenland, Iceland,
Sure.
More like go home. Don't go home.
Go home. Go back to Europe. Go home.
Go home.
You get a certain age, you gotta go home.
You gotta go home.
You gotta go home.
Return to the fatherland, my nigga.
Yeah.
Get back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
I remember when Bob Marley got sick, like they sent him somewhere super cold to preserve him.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
His body, like his dead body.
No. Just like as he was like coming down, like I guess like the cold
cancer.
environment slows the onset of it, or the spread. But it's just like because it's like I remember during COVID, I was like, why is like Italy just getting wiped out? You feel me? Mm-hmm. And then it's like all these old people in Florida are just getting wiped out. It's like y'all should have just went north, my nigga.
Yeah.
You should just go back where you came from.
I also think Italians are very like social, and like when I was in Europe, I studied abroad for a little bit.
Okay.
They love. Also, I was done with Europe by like month 5. I was like, get me the fuck out of this place.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even. Anyways, but like everyone, strangers will greet you with like 2 kisses on your cheek.
Yeah.
So during COVID, if we were all doing that, it's gonna spread.
Yeah, COVID's not great for that culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would say like black people really do revere like Italian culture. It's just like
a little too much.
The racism, brother. Yeah.
Shout out to Robert De Niro.
Like we loved The Sopranos, and it was like, the fucking niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Godfather's my favorite movie.
Yeah, you feel me? But the thing is like, and niggas have like taken over Alfredo. That's our shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Salmon Alfredo, chicken Alfredo.
Nigga, shrimp Alfredo. What?
Niggas Alfredo.
Nigga Alfredo. I seen Alfredo.
Alfredo is so funny.
What? Nigga Alfredo.
That's so funny. They should actually change Alfredo to like a black name.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be, but you know.
We don't want to. Yeah, we start brainstorming now. Shit could get ugly. Yeah. That'll be the thing that really get us canned. Like,
that's so funny.
Also, like, just like I like black spaghetti. That's my shit. I didn't even know you wasn't supposed to break the noodles.
Yeah, they hate that.
Yeah, well, my mom was just like in the pan. Yeah. Cool, we eating this for 3 days.
You break it in front of Italians, shit.
They can start doing shit like this.
Oh yes, they do that.
Yeah. I learned that from Eat, Pray, Love, nigga.
The Julia Roberts film.
That's my shit. I actually love Julia Roberts, low key. Aaron Brockovich, nigga. You know advocating for the poor, nigga.
You know that MLK paid for her birth.
What?
I beg your fucking pardon.
You didn't know this?
I beg your pardon.
You didn't know this?
I know I like that white woman for some reason, bro. I like
you didn't
Julia
know
Roberts.
this?
No, I did not.
What?
Yeah, Martin Luther King paid for her birth.
I have a
hospital bill, yeah.
Big Martin out here doing.
Martin got money like that?
Martin Luther King, yes.
Well, you know he was sucking it to the white women. Niggas pay medical bills. That's news to me. I've never paid a medical bill in my life.
No, but look, it's there.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Because her family was like, I think there was something with like him wanting to take his kids to like a dance studio, and then all the dance studios were segregated, and then her family owned one, and they were like, no, your kids can come to this dance studio. So they just like, the families were like, cool.
Oh, okay. And he just like paid that back.
Yeah.
I mean the bill, you know what I'm saying?
With the bill. That's so funny.
I have a dream.
Nah, that's where that speech came from. Nah, we gotta get these white kids and black kids together, my nigga.
Yeah, her parents ran a theater school in Atlanta called the Actors and Writers Workshop. There you go.
Atlanta has like rich history, though.
Yeah.
Bro really had a dream. No, I'm just saying, like, No, he really had that dream.
But how cool is that?
That's cool as hell, and I like really like top white actress right there.
Yeah.
She's like really at the top.
Yeah.
Eat, Pray, Love, Aaron Brockovich. This is a Pretty Woman. She was like, she really had some slappers, bro.
Her face doesn't really move anymore, but I love her. But I love her. But I love her. I do love her. I love her.
I did not know that's what you was.
I'm adding.
That's like a double entendre, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, niggas doing the knowledge now. You know who else I like?
Her face doesn't move anymore, but
I mean, you know, Hollywood. I was just gonna say
not
she's
Julia
aging.
Roberts. No.
Who?
Her face doesn't move anymore, but I love Nicole Kidman.
Face doesn't move.
Her face doesn't move.
You know what I mean?
This is an actual
but she's
fact.
like, I think since the year 1996, every year she's come out with either a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, she's been cooking.
Yeah.
She's yeah.
The face doesn't move anymore though.
Well, you know, I was just gonna say, man, Julia Roberts is aging gracefully.
Yeah, because she didn't touch her face. She doesn't touch her face. She has lines when she smiles. It's great. Yeah.
That's great.
Nicole Kidman don't got no lines, but it's not
great.
It's not like smile. Like we don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't got control over the muscles no more.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
That shit over with just injections. Yeah. Oh, what's the other lady?
Meryl Streep is iconic.
Meryl Streep, iconic. Yeah. Future.
White future.
White Future.
Yes.
White Future.
Yes.
What's shorty name from Save the Last Dance?
Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the Julias. The Julias. That's
The Julias.
Yeah. I like Julia Stiles. Aging naturally.
Yeah. What do you think of Demi Moore?
Weird. I think Ashton Kutcher is weird, so I think she's
But they split up, so she's done with him.
Yeah, but it's you know she's.
I think when I think of Demi Moore right now, I go, she's proof, like a reminder to me that like God is always on your side, because she was with Bruce Willis. And then obviously, we know he's sick now. He has dementia.
Right.
And earlier this year, it came out that he was allegedly on the Epstein flight list.
I mean, don't doubt it.
So she that marriage ended. So that's like, okay. And then Ashton...
She has dodged some real bullets.
And then Ashton Kutcher, right?
Yeah,
earlier this year wrote like some letter to like help his friend who had like rape allegations. Danny Masterson.
Yeah.
So she also dodged that bullet. And now she's in a movie and there's a bunch of Oscar buzz. And I was like, wow, God is really on Demi Moore's side.
Yeah, he fucked with her. Didn't she do the, was it G.I. Jane? Was it that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Bald
was
head,
it Joan of Arc or some shit like that? Where she just had to shave her head?
Yeah.
She looked good. She looked good right there.
Yeah.
You know who else I like? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Up until like a couple years ago, like politically, she's
little,
cooked.
yeah.
She really ruined it for me. But like, I'm really more so thinking like True Lies, Jamie Lee. Yeah, I'm more so thinking that before
Freaky
people.
Friday.
Yeah, before people like really start like, I think too. It's just like, man, there is a thing where you just stay around too long.
Yeah.
You just stick around too long, and you forget that your opinion will carry weight, and that can really just like fuck the legacy up. Cause her politics really just kind of fuck her legacy up.
Yeah, it's not great. Also, like, I'm gonna be honest, with that year she won the Oscar, I really wanted the Asian woman to win.
Or was it the Native American woman?
Oh, sorry, it was
the indigenous woman.
It was indigenous woman. Yeah, I
Kills
won.
of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, there was like some.
What did the fuck did Jamie Lee Curtis win an Oscar for?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Okay, but she wasn't even like.
It wasn't even.
Yeah, she wasn't even.
That was that movie is one of my favorite movies of all time, but she did not deserve to win an Oscar.
No, fuck no. Like her role was significant, but not as significant as.
Wait, no, it was Angela Bassett. She lost the Oscar to Angela Bassett.
Oh, was it?
It
was the year Angela Bassett lost.
Well, I think first of all, Killers of the Flower Moon, great movie. Yeah. What's that dude's name?
Leo?
No.
Yeah, it was Angela Bassett. And
you
then
said not Leo. No, the dude, he always plays like a villain for the most part, but he was the cop in that movie. He was the bully in Like Mike.
I see his face. I can't think of his name.
His name is. It starts with a J. Because I like film too. So like actors, actresses, like that's be my like.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers that can act.
Yeah.
It's like, man, and it's like.
It's Jesse Plemons?
Yes, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
Dog.
Breaking Bad?
Dog. I mean, and then when they did the remake, he had your boy down there in the cellar.
Yeah.
But he plays a great villain.
Oh,
like,
this guy's great.
Yeah.
Did you see him in Kinds of Kindness?
Yes.
He was nuts in that.
But he plays like
so
also in Black Mirror.
That's
like
phenomenal.
He hijacked people. Like he just really stole niggas' lives.
Yeah.
Also one of the greatest shows FX has ever produced, Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the series. He played a great. I think season 2. He played alongside. What's this white lady's name? I can see her face. I don't know her name.
Wait, sorry.
The white lady in Fargo.
Yeah, a white lady just played alongside Jesse Plemons. But
Wow.
Kirsten Dunst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me why I just googled white lady in Fargo. Holy shit.
Who popped up?
Just a bunch of random white ladies.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So 2025, you starting off. Do you have like anything after January, or is it just like? How does that work? Like, do you get booked out months and months in advance, or is it just...
These gigs I booked like maybe like I don't know, a month or two in advance.
Yeah. You try to stay in the New York like area for the most part.
Like to run your hour. To get an hour of stage time in New York will require you to have your own show. Do you know what I mean? Because what I'm going to do on Saturday in Atlanta, like that's going to be my show.
Right.
You can do spots, which are like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. But like to run your hour, you got to go to different cities and different markets and like run it and see if it's good.
Yeah. But so like how long would your set be when you in Atlanta?
It's probably going to be an hour.
Yeah.
But it depends on what the club wants, because sometimes clubs will be like, you can do an hour. And then I've been at other clubs where they're like, okay, we want to end and close the club at this time. We need you to only do 45.
Oh, got you.
But I have a good-bad problem where I have too much material. Like I have an hour and 20.
Oh, yeah.
Material, and I got to condense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and are you doing that like on the spot? Like...
No, it's methodical. I have like cue cards at home with the names of the jokes on the back. I have the joke like bullet pointed right now. And then I saw Hassan do this, and I also saw Chris Rock do this, where they write down how long each joke is. So you'll on the cue card you'll write like 2 minutes 47 seconds, 30 seconds, so you know how long everything is. And then I have it in like categories, so like A, B, C. So like A joke is like, it's done, it's ready to go. B is like, it's good, but it's like, it could use some tweaks. And then C is like, oh, this is clearly like, needs to bake.
Yeah.
Needs to stay in the oven longer.
Wow. And
so there's a whole thing. And then I record the audio of my set, and then I get someone to video record. Thank you, Tristan. And then, yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. Because I was thinking like, okay, like...
that's how I do. I don't know how other people
do. I'm just thinking about like time-wise, right? Like it's easy for us to carry like an hour and a half, 2-hour conversation. Mm-hmm. But you're up there by yourself dealing with laughs and different things happening in the club. It's like, is it hard? Like once you've kind of like gotten your flow, like does it take you a little while to kind of get into a groove up on stage? Or like catch a feel for the audience? Or is it just like... You know the material, you just stick by the material type vibe?
Well, usually you have openers, and it's their job to get the crowd warmed up.
Right.
And hopefully they do their job.
Right.
And then maybe I'll say like 1 or 2 comments off the top, just like riffing, doing some crowd work. But then we got to get into what we got to talk about.
Right.
You know? Yeah, and then you just have the set list play.
I would feel like I would just forget a joke. Like.
No, and I used to have that fear, but it's what I told you, where it's like, you do it long enough, and then you develop a muscle.
Yeah,
and it's just so much easier.
It's just a part of it.
It's a part of it.
And like, do y'all? I would imagine.
I also, sorry to interrupt. I also have like a notebook, and I have it on a stool. So if God forbid, like there's a moment where I get caught up in like crowd work or something,
you can just
and I go, oh yeah, where was it? And then I just go. But that's like when you're in the stages of like still workshopping it.
Yeah.
Once you shoot the special, you can't have that shit.
Yeah, that's a fact though.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's a comic I've been looking at over like the last year. Honestly, this dude named Josh Johnson.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah.
Dog, I don't know how, but he's bringing like 20, 30 minutes new every week on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like he's having like mini specials every week.
I think what helps him is that in New York you get a lot of stage time, and then when you become a name,
you just go.
Because people will just put you on their shows, and then you just keep doing.
Yeah, because I think he's at
he's on the Daily Show now.
Yeah. Oh, word.
Yeah, so it's like once you reach a certain level, and then in New York there's like a reverence for the Daily Show because it's shot in New York.
Oh.
Right.
Gotcha.
Whereas in LA, I don't know if they care as much about the Daily Show because that's like the epicenter of everything.
Right.
But New York will I feel like New York comics really respect. For the most part, they have like respect for late night and
yeah. That was kind of like the that the premise behind this, like why it's set up like this.
Yeah.
Because like when I was a kid, we didn't have cable for like some formative years, like from like 12 to from like 10 to like 13, and so I would watch basic cable. So of course it's like Seinfeld, Spin City, Frasier, and then late night TV.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, late night is great. I love that. Yeah. And I was like, I want to set this up like a late night TV type thing.
That's great.
But it's that we just do it like first thing in the morning. But still, it's like that always stuck with me. So like when I started thinking about like, what do I want this to look like or anything like that, it's like I don't want that fake city scene behind me. Yeah. But it's like things I like, art, music, but it's like, yeah, I was like, want to set up like the big desk and shit like that. Yeah. I always thought that was so cool.
I'm on a couch.
You,
I love that, yeah.
Hey, we back.
I love that, yeah.
Hey, well, now that we did that, let's get into the top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. This week's top 5, we're going to do the top 5 comedy specials. Big Cat, you in or you out? You didn't get time to prepare? Came in late?
Yeah, I came in late. What?
Came late to work today?
Top 5. That was like the least enthusiastic. Top 5.
Top 5.
Like you say it so great, and I was like, top 5.
Who's reported top 5?
Yeah. That's so bad. Okay, so never scared Chris Rock.
Yeah, for sure.
The background, I don't think it really necessarily matched very well with his outfit. But it's a great special. In particular, his joke about comparing richness versus wealth.
Yeah.
Phenomenal joke. Changed my brain chemistry. Love that joke. Also, I think that's when he had his old teeth, too.
Oh my God.
Right? Didn't he have... I love Chris Rock. I genuinely think Chris Rock is handsome.
It's so funny.
You know what I mean?
No, because there was a difference. There was a time.
Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. You guys are really fucking digging into the poor man. Oh my God.
It's us.
I wouldn't say dolphin teeth.
No, y'all would have brought that up. I wouldn't have said that. But
yeah.
That's what Patrice O'Neal said about Diddy on Chappelle's show. It's Pitbull. Go ahead.
See, the second recording is better.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great teeth on Chris Rock now, man. Perfect teeth.
Yeah. And then obviously top 4. Number 4, we got Elephant in the Room, Patrice O'Neal for the phenomenal crowd work. You know, views on women a little shaky, but you know, love.
I mean, like, misogyny is like the joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his whole thing. He's like really like one of the first red pill niggas for real.
But I also think some of the things he was saying, I remember showing it to like a couple of my male friends, and they would laugh because it was like he was saying their deep inner thoughts. So, you know, I don't like some of the stuff that he said, but I do recognize that some of that is in a lot of men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, okay, so Elephant in the Room, phenomenal special. Then, number 3, Cat Williams.
Pimp Chronicles.
Pimp Chronicles. Phenomenal. Green outfit. He's sweating a lot. He has the rag, he's still sweating.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Also, the diamonds. Yeah. He's a good example of a comedian that achieved a certain amount of fame and wealth, but was still very funny. Because sometimes, Tristan and I were talking about this, sometimes like comedians get rich and they're no longer funny anymore.
Right. Well, it's because they're like, you know, they've gone out of like observation. Like everything is catered.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of, what I've noticed about a lot of comedians, they go from like their life to like life in the airport,
Yeah.
life on the road. And it's like real observational. They're dealing with people all the time.
Yeah.
And we can all relate to like that because we're all dealing with people all the time.
Yeah.
To like everything's catered, and now it's like, that shit ain't funny to me.
Yeah.
I don't live like that. I don't have a car service.
Yeah, but Cat Williams, I love him. Phenomenal. And then what was the special where he had he came out to Rick Ross's Hustling.
Yeah, it was
Pimp
called
Chronicles.
American something.
American Hustle.
American Hustle. That's what it was
That
called.
also, I gotta add that. That's top. What is that? Top 2.
Yeah.
Top 2. That's special.
Well, yeah, man.
I'm putting 2 Cat Williams.
Yeah. We can just put Cat Williams like 3A and B.
Because
he's number 3. That Pimp Chronicles 3A.
And then
American Hustle 3B.
So phenomenal. Yeah.
And then even with Pimp Chronicles, like him kind of like exposing the things he's seen in Hollywood, like it was crazy.
Yeah. So good. And also he covered a wide variety of topics. So it's like critiquing US foreign policy. He talked about his kids. He talked about love. He talked about sex. He talked about money. You know what I mean? He was covering a wide range of stuff.
He take you everywhere. Man.
I love Cat Williams.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then top 2, I'm gonna be me, Wanda Sykes.
For sure.
Someone that doesn't get their flowers. This was also, I think, when she was not as butch in this special. You know what I mean? I think she had longer hair.
A lot of femininity to
Yeah.
This is like when she was really like, it wasn't this when she was like rocking an afro, like.
Yeah, but it was like.
I thought she had like a press. I thought she had like her hair was straight on that one.
I thought I'm gonna be me. Her hair was straight on that.
Oh, she could have had the press. Yeah.
Flipped at the end.
Oh, are you saying the fro is butch era?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
She had like a little.
She's been a comedian, prominent comedian since I was a kid.
Yeah.
She's so good. And she don't get her flowers. Wanda, we love you.
Yeah. Wanda gets
in the
over,
same
like,
way the men do. And then, I have to call you guys out. I have to. Black women, I gotta stick up for us. And then number 1, I hate to put a white person in the first top spot. But I only say this because of longevity.
Right.
Okay? Joan Rivers.
Oh, okay.
I know you weren't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that.
Because Joan Rivers, well into her 80s, was still relevant, putting out specials, books, touring.
Yeah.
She was. I remember. I don't know if you guys remember the Ice Bucket Challenge, raising awareness for ALS on Twitter. She did that shit. She was like up to date on
she knew what was going on.
Yeah. She had her finger on the pulse.
Right. Wasn't she? Didn't she used to be on like E?
Yeah, she was
just
doing
like,
Fashion Police.
Just like digging into people, bro.
Fashion Police.
All I've known for her my whole life is like she's a real shit talker. Like.
Yeah, she's had a phenomenal career. I mean, I don't know if I want to work as hard as she did. Because she lived extravagantly, but like...
Well, she broke barriers, too, for women in comedy, too.
Sure, absolutely. There's no going around that. But I just think, just as a comedian, to have that kind of longevity is so rare.
Yeah. You don't want to be doing the road at 80?
She was doing fancy theaters and, like, But she did talk about how there were, like, dark days where she was doing, like, a casino gig or whatever. It was like... But I just think she don't get... Like, when people talk about the greatest, they talk about George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, and then no one really brings her up.
Right.
Which makes me sad for her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, great top 5.
Yes. I do have one honorable mention.
Let's go.
You guys know who Moses Storm is?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. So Moses Storm is, maybe in his, like, early 30s now, and he's working on a special that's, like, part stand-up, part a bunch of other crazy shit. And it's called Perfect Cult, because he grew up in a very unsuccessful cult. Like, he didn't learn to read until he was in high school. His family was dumpster diving. At one point, they were living in, like, a school bus. And he had this really... He's going to turn it into a special. It hasn't come out yet, but, Anyways, and it basically, you come to the show, you get, like, a cultish white gown. Everyone sits down, and he attempts to, like, with the audience members and the crowd work, create his perfect cult. There was one moment, he did it just for laughs. There was one moment, Chris Redd was in the crowd because they're friends.
Yeah.
And it's audience participation. She's like, someone put your hand up and, I'm gonna ask you to do something, like, because he assumes the role of cult leader. I don't even know how I'm explaining this correctly, and then he was like, okay, spit into my hand. And I'm like, I look at Chris and I go, should I do it? And then Chris was like, hell yeah. That's why Chris read impression.
Perfect Chris read impression.
And I actually spat into his hand, and it was like, and then we were doing chants and all this crazy shit. Basically, the premise of the show is he grew up in an unsuccessful cult, so he was like, what would a perfect cult look like? And with the audience members, he attempts to create like a perfect cult. And the show ends with people running out chanting like a chant that's improvised.
That's
from the crowd.
crazy.
The crowd gives feedback and suggestions, and then there's like, and then you write things on a board, and then we run out with Moses. It's like crazy.
That's cool as hell, though. I just looked him up. I'm gonna have to check him out.
He was actually in Atlanta 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but he's
that
like
made me think
pushing
about
the
something.
art form, and I like when people
that's
do
because that's different.
weird shit.
Never heard of that before.
I never heard of that. It's like real, that's actual crowd work. Yeah. Like you're making the crowd work. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like some jokes and riffing. Like you really doing crowd work.
Yeah. So the description is, what if you were raised in an unsuccessful doomsday cult? This happens to be the reality for comedian Moses Storm. What would have made Moses' family's cult or any cult successful? What does success actually mean? This is the perfect question that he hopes to answer. And then, yeah. And I remember our chant, so every show is totally like, he doesn't know what's going to happen.
That's crazy.
There's like a couple of guidelines and stuff, but he's like, I love, and like what Neil Brennan does with 5 mics.
Yeah.
When people push the art form of what's, like, push the boundaries of what stand-up
Yeah, because he had the blocks thing too, like Neil Brennan.
The blocks, yeah.
You know what that makes me think of? Reggie Watts.
Yeah. With the music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is... Because it's like, it's oddly like, it's like crazy talent, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Is the special coming soon?
It is. It's coming out soon. He has like a HBO special that's out right now, but he is running like this perfect cult thing, and it's gonna come out. Yeah.
What's the name of your first like special gonna be? Do you think about something?
Well, right now the name of the hour that I'm working out is called Extraordinary Alien.
Okay.
And the reason why it's called that is because the visa that I have, the work visa that I have in America, it's called Alien with Extraordinary Ability. That's the name Homeland Security came up with.
What?
For my name.
Sounds tough.
For the work visa, sorry.
It's kind of gangster too, though.
Yeah, but it's just so funny because it's like they're, and I say it on stage as a joke, but it's like, America's like, hey, you're not human, but you are talented. Because I'm an alien to America.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
even on the form for, like, the visa, it says alien first name, alien last name. They don't even say immigrant first name.
Alien.
No, it's just alien.
They could literally call you alien, yeah.
Well.
As someone who had a green card at one point, I feel that.
Wait, where are you from?
Bermuda.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, a little small island.
Yeah.
How annoying is it that people bring up the triangle?
Oh my God.
How annoying is
All
it?
the time.
All the time.
Oh, niggas. You know what? That is a fact.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you talked about that the first time we met.
Yeah. OG
Oh, yeah, I
YouTube.
see, I wasn't going to do it.
OG YouTube, bro. It's just like it's in there. Like, what is where you're from? How did you make it out? How'd you make it out? Oh, man. This has been episode 40. Grits and Eggs podcast with our host, Hoodo Hersi.
With our guest. You're the host. I'm the guest.
No, you're right. I was just hoping you was gonna let me have that because as I said it, I knew it was wrong. And what's our guest? Hoodo Hersi. Thank you.
Come see me on the road. Come see me on the road.
Yeah, come see her on the road.
Raleigh, North Carolina, Chicago. What's the other? Denver.
Yeah.
Come see me on the road.
And then whenever she come back to Atlanta, come see her.
Hoodo Comedy. Thank you.
Hoodo Comedy.
HOODO Comedy. One word. Thank you.
.com.
.com, or follow me on socials because that's where everything's happening.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Yeah.
Hoodo Comedy on all socials.
On all socials.
And I'll see y'all next week.